Please stand and face. We have to do that again?
Yes.
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under audience participation, and we have Susan Jefferson would like to make a comment.
Is she here?
Susan Jefferson, please step forward about your water bill and meter changes.
Yes, so, in the presentation earlier, we had the two orange circles that we were allowed to talk about in the first meeting. I want to talk about the blue circle now, the water. So, and again, I'm here to discuss, what I read and rumors and all that other stuff to try to kind of level the thing. They're changing out the water meters, the water reading meters.
AMR.
AMR.
Okay, official word for it. You get a notice in the mail that you have to get it changed, and, they're only gonna change them out between 8 and 3, Monday through Friday, which is a little concerning, because you have to, there's a lot of folks that work.
That's incorrect so far.
That's not correct.
That is not correct.
Not
That
even-
is exactly what they told me when I called to make my appointment.
Okay, for most of the program, since it started, we actually hired an additional employee, and his hours go from 9 till 5:30. We recently had an injury, so our installer, who usually works those extra hours, hasn't been available. So we've been trying to make as many of those later meetings as we could, but until he returns, we're using our other staff, pulling them off other work, to try to meet most of our appointments between 8 and 3 o'clock. We also offer Saturday hours. So, yes, for a very short time, very recently, we have restricted our hours a little bit. But for most of the program, and then very soon again, we'll return to our regular extended hours Tuesday through Friday, and then pretty much all day on Saturday.
Okay, on the door tags, that doesn't state that either.
Okay.
So if you are doing that, then you should probably change that to make it a little more. Anyway, so if you don't respond to the letter, you get a door tag that is telling you that you will have your water turned off unless you comply with this. Well, from what I'm reading, everyone else who has already changed out their water meters, their water bills have quadrupled. And the complaint that everyone has is that they've gone to the village and asked what the change in the meter reading is. There's a difference of a 0, which they've managed to explain that away. But, they're blaming it on leaky toilets, pools, filling up your pools, and additional, kind of random things that you could be blamed, or that could be blamed on your water bill increasing. I'm concerned, so I am scheduled to have my water meter changed out in the middle of October, but I don't want to get hit with a quadrupled water bill. I live in a house with 3 people, our water bill's $40, I have it automatically paid, so I don't even really pay attention to it, to be honest with you. But if I get, hit with a $200, $300 water bill, which is what these folks are saying on all the social media posts, that's a bit concerning to me as a monthly fee. So I would like to know what, if anything, you are doing to address these concerns across the town, and how are you explaining the differences in the water bills besides a leaky toilet? Because we can't all get leaky toilets. And quite frankly, in a month, when you change your water bill, it shouldn't be reflected that.
No, it shouldn't. But there is, I'm not sure how many people have actually had them quadruple. We tend to find out, people love to on social media say, oh my God, it went up this much. And then maybe it didn't. It might have went up 25, 30%, and then you add in the extra days in the billing month. You add in an extra dry month, and it starts to balance out. Ours is usually about $40. It jumped to 78, and then dropped back down to 50. Just to put it in perspective.
Right,
And there's basically two of us at home, so I mean, kind of the same thing.
I watched mine and and we have a pool.
Right.
And even when we filled it up when we first got it, our water bill was not $300. So that, I can go back, I have, we all have the means to go back and look at your water bill and see the trends and things like that. We don't water our lawn, because frankly, we don't want to cut it. But, at that point, there's no real reason why your water bill should increase that much. So I'm asking you, I guess, I felt like I was not going to replace my water meter because I didn't want to deal with this. But now, obviously, I have to.
Technically.
Well, let me just say this, my bill, my meter hasn't been changed yet, and my bill also went up really high for that August billing. And after discussing with staff, the reason that, and I believe this to be the case, the reason that it went up, it was a 34-day cycle instead of 30, so 4 extra days. We did put a water bill increase, just started June 1st or something like that, so that was reflected in it. And then it is typically the hottest month of the summer. Now, you didn't water your grass, so that's why you didn't see any. I do water my grass, and my bill it wasn't triple, but it was double. My bill went up from about $80 a month to $175 a month without this new water meter. And then I just got mine today, and guess what? $75. So I think their staff's description of what the problem was accurate. And I don't think it has anything to do with these new meters.
Okay.
You have a pool? And you didn't have to add water to it?
Well, not a little bit here and there, but with all the rain, we haven't had to do it at all.
Well, we had that long period of rain, then we had no rain.
Right.
And I put water in my pool every day as was running the water. I left the hose in the pool and then come home and turn it on for like a half hour. That's how much water we would lose.
I can tell you, I had my AMR changed on my water meter, I want to say it was late winter is when I had mine done. And when I started seeing the posts on social media, we went back and we pulled our water bill statement, because like you, we do it automatically. We don't even pay attention to it. It just comes out of the bank account. So we pulled 1 year, and we noticed that in the summer months, yeah, our water bill goes up. We do have a pool. So we can tell in May, our water bill is going to be higher when we fill the pool and open it up. And then usually between that July and August period, it goes up a little bit because we are filling our pool. I don't water my grass. I could care less if the grass dies. I don't care what my grass looks like. I don't have a garden. I don't have plants. The only thing I take care of is my pool. And my water bill went up $25, and that's with the rate increase and filling my pool. So what we've been finding is there have been some people that on social media have said, my bill is just out of this world. Then they came in and they went to the billing department, and when they pulled that historic record and showed them, well, last year this was what in the summer months, this is what your bill was. With the rate increase, they actually figured out that their bill was accurate. I mean, we've had very few people that it's actually there's been an issue. And if there is an issue, we have a procedure in place. We can pull the actual full water meter out and have it tested to make sure that it's not the water meter. What I will say, and what we're trying to tell people, is if that AMR dies and it stops recording your water usage, once they replace it, your water bill is actually going to jump up tremendously, because it has to go from the last time that battery was working to when they put the new battery in. So your water bill, if you don't replace, and that's why we're trying to tell people this, try to get in front of this, because if that battery dies, your water bill is going to be astronomical when they actually go in and replace it. Correct, Phil?
That's correct. And just to clarify, we have not been changing meters. The meter is the device where the
Yeah,
water.
it's the little thing
Right.
on the top.
So this is important distinction, because the water goes through the meter, which turns turbines or wheels, which then generate a reading on the register. The register then communicates with the AMR. The AMR is what allows us to drive a truck down the street and pull the data. So the AMR itself does no measuring of water. It only accepts pulses from the meter to the register to the AMR. A couple of other important things is, There was a confluence here. We talked about the rate increase on May 1st, but we had a historically wet May. We've never had more rain in the Chicago area than May of 2019. That continued for 2 weeks into June. I know this because we have to cut grass all over town, and it was quite a difficult time. It then got dry for 6 weeks. During that time, kids got let out of school. College kids were home from school, who probably managed to take 4 showers a day. Gardens were watered, pools were refilled, not completely filled, but refilled. There's evaporation every single day. And slip and slides, things of that nature. You would be surprised how often we get called for high water usage. And we go through a list of typical causes on the phone. But if someone says, no, that's not me, we do send someone to the house. And we'll walk through the house with them. And sometimes it's elderly people, and sometimes it's people who just don't understand. We hear a toilet running. You can waste 50 gallons a day because a toilet runs. Some people in town still have water softeners. I don't know why. But if the bypass is on, you're sending water through that softener all day long. We've found hoses running in the backyard, and parents who were quite upset with their children after we found it for them. So every now and then there is a problem with the meter. But I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I've never, ever once found a meter that's sped up. When there are problems with the meters, the actual device the water goes through, in my experience, it's always slowing down. So a confluence of a rate increase, some people's AMRs had died, and then we were playing catch-up. Very, very hot, dry, half of June, all of July. The longer billing period, 34 days. 4 extra days doesn't seem a lot, but 4 extra days when it's extremely hot and dry. And then the finance department also did an analysis of last year, July, and the increase in that July over the June immediately preceding it, and it was about 30 to 35% increase. And guess what? This year, it was the same 35%. So if the reason for these increases were devices, it would be an extreme coincidence that this year's increase in July matched last year's increase in July.
Yes, we had a 35% increase in bill consumption between June and July this year. It's exactly 35% last June and July. So we billed about 118 million gallons village-wide in the month of July. That was your August bill. And 87,587 gallons the prior month. So that's a 35% bump in village-wide consumption. I mean, the village gets a water bill every month too. It's about $600,000. We buy the water from the DuPage Water Commission. We purchased 111 million gallons for that month. And because of the extended billing, that's actually a strict calendar, but the Water Commission reads the meters actually on the last day of every month like clockwork. We don't have the same technology. We read close to 34 days in that cycle. And so we billed about 100, we actually billed more than what we purchased because of the extra days in that period. So from a aggregate standpoint, things on our end look normal. At the end of the day, though, if you look at your water meter and you look at your water bill, and the reading on your meter is less than what's on your bill, then call us. We got a problem. I mean, I've somehow my reading that we've obtained is higher than what the meter is actually reading. That the meter is the point of sale ultimately. And while, yes, our staff absolutely loves to work with customers, and we're not trying to blame it on leaky toilets. We can't explain water consumption. We don't know how people use their water. We look at the weather, we look at the trends, and we say, yeah, July was a hot month. But if you ultimately tell us that I don't water, I don't use any external water, their course would be, well, then is there something wrong within the house? What have you changed? Plumbing, toilets are usually one of the largest causes of leaks. And it's not to say that there's an epidemic of leaky toilets in town, but we try and work with customers to reason through what's been going on in the home. And if we're unable to get that, then we call in some for Public Works, and they'll go out for free and and take a look through the house and see if they can identify anything that might be possible conservation problems or areas of potential waste.
And as far as the AMR notification process, we do send the letter. If we don't hear back, we do a door hanger. If we don't hear back, we do another door hanger. If we don't hear back, we send a letter.
Yes, you still had time.
That's not the message I'm trying to get across. We were sending them certified, but we found we actually had less people receiving it because they simply didn't go pick up their certified letter. So once we cut out the added expense of certified mails and sent them directly US first class, our rate of response turned over. We hate to turn off water. We've turned off a tiny, tiny, tiny percentage of water, and typically in a day, they call us, and we will come out at any time. We don't say, okay, well, now you've made an appointment, we'll come out Saturday. We come out immediately. You call us at night, I'll send somebody out on overtime to put your AMR in. And then once that happens, we're done.
Like I said, I just wanted to make sure that I cleared up, for my own personal knowledge, what I was going to be facing. And, I guess what I'll say is that I'm going to just ride it out. I'll get it changed and we'll see, but if it quadruples.
You know all of us, so you'll be on the phone with all of us.
I was gonna say, we'll see you next month.
And talk to the installer when he comes and have him show you, this is the meter and the working parts of the meter. Here's the register on the top. It has the dials usually. And then that register talks to the AMR. Have him show you the parts. He'll be happy to walk through it with you and what to look for to make sure you don't have any problems. So something we always recommend is take a reading on your meter before you go to bed, and then take another reading when you get up in the morning. Hopefully nobody got up in the middle of the night, but if there's consumption and nobody used any plumbing, maybe 3 gallons for the necessities, you got 50 gallons of consumption, you got a problem somewhere in your house.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks, Sue.
Is there a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
By trustees McCarthy, seconded by trustee Suarez. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee Loretta.
Aye.
Trustee Giesert.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzlani.
Aye.
Trustee Schwarzy.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, would you please read what is on the consent agenda?
Certainly. Under ordinances, we have one ordinance amending the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances, Chapter 11, intoxicating liquors with respect to the regulation of video gaming.
Yes.
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 And that would be it.
Is there a motion to put that item on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Zalik, seconded by trustee Geezer. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee Loretta.
Aye.
Trustee Giesert.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzlani.
Aye.
Trustee Schwarzy.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve that item by omnibus vote?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee LaRocca, seconded by trustee Frizzaloni. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Zalik.
Aye.
Trustee Loretta.
Aye.
Trustee Giesert.
Aye.
Trustee Frizzlani.
Aye.
Trustee Schwarzy.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye.
Report officers.
Did we just do that?
Well, I'm going through the system. You want to do the report officers?
I just, there was a lot said tonight. I appreciate all the residents that came in and gave feedback on our serious issue that we're facing. It's not easy, but we'll get through it, and I'm absolutely confident that whatever decision is made is going to be the right decision for this community and the residents that live here. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee LaRocca. Trustee Geezer?
My only report would be that we're not just thinking of the residents in the next few years, but we're thinking of the residents in the next 60 years. So we want to make sure that all the great things that we've and our children have been able to be part of in this village will still be able to be a part of it, and we're a vibrant community for the future. That's my report.
Thank you, trustee Geezer. Trustee Suarez?
I gave my officer's report at the end of the special meeting. I just want to remind everyone, please shop in Carroll Stream.
Thank you. Trustee Zalick.
Just want to remind everybody, it was not my idea for a property tax. And I look forward to October 6th and meeting more residents, and we'll get through this thing together. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Trustee Zalick. Trustee Frizzaloni.
I'd like to go on record as saying that trustee Zalick, before he was trustee Zalick, was well aware that this issue might be coming to fruition, and he still ran for trustee. In seriousness, look forward to October 6th and more residents coming out. I think these meetings today went very, very well. I think that the questions residents were asking were fantastic, and I look forward to more feedback on the 6th. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Trustee Frizzaloni. Trustee McCarthy.
What everybody else said, I agree. And don't forget October 5th, come out to the Public Works, the Water Reclamation Center, and the Fire Department, Fire District. And for the open houses, they're always a lot of fun. That's the end of my report.
Madam Clerk.
The only thing I'd like to say is, our military and first responders, please keep them in your mind and your hearts. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Meller, Village Manager.
Yes, a couple of items. Residents can now text to enroll in emergency alerts. Just text CS Alerts to 99411. You'll get emergency alerts on your text on your phone.
Is that different from the code red and?
Yeah, it's the same. It's just you get a
I
text.
did it, said code red.
Yeah. So if you're enrolled in the other ones, you may not need this.
Okay.
Yes. Just a reminder that there's still a detour on Fair Oaks Road. We're doing some repairs to there's a wall on Fair Oaks Road that needs to be shored up. And I don't know if Mary.
Bob, that's not there's some people have asked me, it's not
Yes.
the pedestrian bridge, it's the.
Right, yeah. It's,
Exactly,
yeah, it's a concrete wall, yep. I don't know if Mary wanted to make a comment about the Prairie State Games?
I'll do that at the next
Okay,
meeting.
very good. Yep, that's it.
Okay. That leaves me. I have no report, so we can go right into executive session.
Mr. Mayor, if I can, I forgot one item.
Oh, sure.
Phil, please extend my congratulations to the wastewater staff and to the village. The wastewater treatment facility was nominated for Best Operated Plant of the Year. As a Public Works guy and a previous winner of the Best Operated Plant of the Year, if the guys have any questions on the prep work and the inspection, have them give me a call.
We absolutely will.
But congratulations.
And being nominated by the IEPA for that award was significant in my book.
Speaks volumes. Was it Maureen that?
Yes, it was her parting gift. She
It was her parting shot to Carol Stream. That's all I had.
Thank you. So we are going into executive session for collective negotiating matters. There will be no action taken, so we will adjourn from here. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee McCarthy, seconded by trustee Frizzaloni. Clerk call the roll.
Aye.
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 All right.
Meeting's adjourned.
Now, why could I have